Roman Reigns speaks up on his real-life relationship with Jey Uso, the WWE's plans for SmackDown. Triple H announces the return of an iconic WWE event after 16 years. Triple H is booking Braun Strowman horribly. Cody Rhodes shares an extremely rare personal update. Nia Jax causes a massive betrayal. Baron Corbin speaks up on a massive WWE downgrade. Roman Reigns is unhappy with WWE going non-PG on Netflix. Let's dive right in. The WWE's plans for SmackDown. The final episode of WWE SmackDown on Fox will air from the Rogers Arena in Edmonton, Canada tonight. It will feature the aftermath of the 2024 Bash in Berlin Premium Live event. The Blue Brand's general manager, Nick Aldis, might make some big announcements on SmackDown tonight. With the show's debut on USA Network and the Bad Blood Premium Live event happening within the next 30 days, tonight's SmackDown could be one to watch. Without further delay, let's look at 4 announcements Nick Aldis could make on WWE SmackDown tonight. Number 1, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa 2 at WWE Bad Blood. Cody Rhodes had a great match with Kevin Owens at Bash in Berlin last Saturday, where he successfully defended the undisputed WWE Championship. Before the event, Solo Sikoa made it clear that he would challenge the winner of Rhodes versus Owens for the title. He came close to winning the gold at SummerSlam, but Roman Reigns interfered and cost him the match. On tonight's episode of SmackDown, Nick Aldis could officially announce Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa 2 for WWE Bad Blood next month. The match might even be set for Hell in a Cell to prevent any interruptions. Number 2, high-stakes match between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have been locked in a fierce rivalry throughout the summer. At Money in the Bank, the WWE Speed Champion, Andrade, sent Hayes crashing through a ladder with a sunset flip powerbomb, leading to several matches between them. Both men have won 2 matches each, making a 5th match likely to decide the victor. Nick Aldis could announce this match for tonight or next week, with the winner earning a United States Championship shot against LA Knight. Number 3, a rematch between Nia Jax and Bayley. After winning Queen of the Ring in May, Nia Jax defeated Bayley to become WWE Women's Champion at SummerSlam. Bayley has not yet received a rematch for the title. Nick Aldis may announce a rematch between the Irresistible Force and the Role Model for next week's USA Network premiere of SmackDown, if Bayley defeats Tiffany Stratton tonight. A world title match would be a fitting main event for the occasion. Number 4, Nick Aldis announces Kevin Owens has quit WWE. Kevin Owens was unable to beat Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at Bash in Berlin. Rumors have been swirling about him possibly turning heel after the loss, but if WWE goes with Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes, there may not be much for Owens to do on SmackDown. It's possible that Owens meets with Nick Aldis tonight and tells him he's leaving WWE. Owens has expressed frustration about getting a title match despite a weak win-loss record this year. The loss to Cody Rhodes could have been the final straw, leading to his decision to quit. Owens' WWE contract is set to expire early next year, so Triple H might write him off TV until a decision is made about his future. This could open the door for Owens to sign an extension or move to AEW to reunite with his friends, the Young Bucks. Triple H announces the return of an iconic WWE event after 16 years. Since taking over as head of WWE Creative, Triple H has been widely praised for many of the changes he has made, both in and out of the ring. One such change has been the return of fan-favorite premium live events, like Bad Blood and King of the Ring. Now it appears he is set to bring back another classic WWE show, Saturday night's Main Event. According to a recent report from WrestleVotes, WWE is planning an event on a Saturday night in December, which will be a primetime special on NBC. Saturday night's Main Event was a favorite among wrestling fans in the mid-1980s, before it began to fade in the early 90s. The last edition of the event took place in July 2008, featuring a main event between Edge and Jeff Hardy. In addition to reviving classic premium live events, Triple H has worked to expand WWE's global presence by hosting major shows around the world. Events like Backlash in Puerto Rico in 2023, Clash at the Castle in Scotland, Money in the Bank in London, and most recently, Bash in Berlin, have showcased WWE's commitment to international audiences. Rowdy crowds at these events, including in France and Australia, have been crucial to their success. At the Clash at the Castle post-show press conference in June, Triple H explained the importance of holding WWE events worldwide. "I've always been passionate about making WWE and wrestling bigger globally. To inspire, for me, when a kid sits at home on a day like today and watches Drew McIntyre, or a girl sees Alba, Isla, or Piper Niven, and they think, wow, they're from here like me, they're just like me. If I work hard and follow my dream, I can do it too." The enthusiastic crowd reactions at these global events have boosted WWE to an even higher level than before. Triple H is booking Braun Strowman horribly. A WWE Hall of Famer recently shared his thoughts on the booking of former Universal Champion Braun Strowman on Raw. Bubba Ray Dudley expressed that he would have preferred if Triple H had let Strowman sell his injuries rather than having him wrestle last Monday. 2 weeks ago, Bronson Reed attacked the monster among men by delivering a crushing tsunami in the parking lot. Reed was initially scheduled to compete in a triple threat match against Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus for a chance to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. However, after testing positive for COVID-19, Reed was replaced by Strowman. Despite nursing injured ribs, Strowman fought through the pain to win the match and qualify for the Fatal 4-Way match on next week's episode of Raw. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Bubba Ray Dudley explained that he felt Strowman should have sold his injuries instead of winning the match. While Dudley understood the outcome wouldn't have changed, he believed the finish could have been handled differently, especially with Reed possibly returning next week. They've done so many positive things, turned the show around, it's so hot right now, because the stories all make sense. Unless Braun is the guy to win the tournament, and then Bronson is going to destroy him and take his spot in the tournament, then maybe I get it. But other than that, I wish they would have done it a little differently, Dudley said. Next week on Raw, Braun Strowman will face Jey Uso, Pete Dunne, and Ilya Dragunov in a Fatal 4-Way match. The winner will earn an opportunity to challenge Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship, potentially at WWE Bad Blood next month. Meanwhile, Bronson Reed has been on a dominant run, taking out Seth Rollins last month with 6 tsunamis. Reed continued his path of destruction by punishing R-Truth and The Miz 2 weeks ago before Strowman stepped in to make the save. The two giants clashed last week, but the match ended in a no contest. Their backstage brawl spilled into the parking lot, where Reed got the upper hand, delivering a devastating tsunami on Strowman while he was on the hood of a car. Reed was on track to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship before COVID-19 sidelined him. After Raw general manager Adam Pearce replaced him with Strowman, Reed expressed disbelief over the decision. "Wait, so they replaced me with the monster I slayed last week? What the F? WWE Raw," Reed tweeted. It will be interesting to see how Reed reacts once he's cleared to return to television. Clearly frustrated with Pearce's decision, Reed may look to take out his anger by delivering more tsunamis to unsuspecting WWE stars. Cody Rhodes shares an extremely rare personal update. The undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, recently shared a rare personal update on social media ahead of this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. As one of the company's biggest stars, the American Nightmare has been in the spotlight since dethroning Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 to become the undisputed WWE champion. Rhodes has successfully defended his title against several opponents, with his latest defense coming against Kevin Owens at the Bash in Berlin Premium Live event. While many expected Rhodes to renew his feud with Roman Reigns for the title, the original Tribal Chief is currently involved in a different storyline with Solo Sikoa and The Bloodline. Ahead of this week's SmackDown, Rhodes took to his Instagram stories to share a rare glimpse of his personal life. The 39-year-old posted a heartwarming video featuring his daughter, Liberty, calling it the best day. "Libby curls and tracing, the best day," Rhodes captioned the video. This is a rare post from Rhodes, as he usually keeps his personal life private and seldom shares family moments on social media. In a recent episode of the Rebooked Wrestling podcast, former WWE superstar Matthew Rehwoldt, formerly known as Aiden English, praised Rhodes' match against Kevin Owens at Bash in Berlin. Rehwoldt also predicted that Owens might eventually turn heel against the American Nightmare. "I love all those moments, whether it was the knee, the powerbomb on the apron, or just holding back. It tells a very clear but very good story, and I really think this is going to lead to a Kevin Owens heel turn at some point. But I think this is a great way to build up to it," Rehwoldt said. It will be interesting to see what WWE has planned next for Cody Rhodes as his storyline continues to unfold. Nia Jax causes a massive betrayal. The upcoming edition of SmackDown promises to be an explosive show, following the fallout from Bash in Berlin. It also marks the final episode of the Blue Brand on the Fox network, and WWE has packed the event with several exciting moments. However, fans might witness a shocking betrayal from a member of the real-life bloodline tonight, Nia Jax. As a key part of the Samoan bloodline, the irresistible force could follow the path of betrayal set by Solo Sikoa. In a surprising twist, Jax may turn against her supposed ally, Tiffany Stratton. This betrayal could occur if Stratton loses her upcoming match against Bayley tonight. Additionally, Stratton's attempt to secretly cash in her money in the bank briefcase on Nia Jax last week may have left lingering tension. If Stratton is defeated by the role model, it could ignite Jax's fury, leading her to betray Stratton in a dramatic moment. Should this betrayal occur, it could lead to a split between the two, opening the door for Tiffany Stratton to eventually cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase on the WWE Women's Champion. While this is speculative based on current developments, it will be interesting to see how things unfold tonight on SmackDown. Baron Corbin speaks up on a massive WWE downgrade. A WWE SmackDown star recently opened up about a significant change in his career. The superstar in question, Baron Corbin, discussed his journey to revitalize his career in NXT and transition into a tag team wrestler. Corbin was most recognized for his lone wolf persona, which he carried from developmental to the main roster. Over the years, he underwent several character transformations, from Sad Corbin to Happy Corbin and even Constable Corbin. He also briefly worked alongside WWE Hall of Famer JBL, but the partnership didn't achieve the expected success. Afterward, the former Money in the Bank winner returned to NXT and revived his career, winning the NXT Tag Team Championship with Braun Breaker. Corbin was then called back up to the main roster during this year's draft and is currently in a tag team with Apollo Crews. In an interview with WrestleManiac UK on YouTube, Corbin was asked about his transition from being a singles competitor to a tag team wrestler. "It's been great. Having somebody to kind of lean on a little bit, Braun and then Apollo, it's a great feeling to have, and you can kind of share those commonalities. Apollo and I have been friends for nearly 12 years now. We started in NXT around the same time. Him and I fought each other in London at an NXT PLE, so it's been a cool ride for him and me. To see what we can do together on the main roster has been a lot of fun," Corbin said. Baron Corbin has been with WWE since 2012, starting in developmental before being called up to the main roster in 2016. After returning to NXT last year, Corbin had one of his best runs in the company, leading to his draft back to SmackDown in April. In the same interview with WrestleManiac UK, Corbin reflected on his failed modern-day wrestling god gimmick with JBL, expressing his disappointment with how the character didn't connect with the audience. While the failure of that persona put him in a dark place, it ultimately led to his successful NXT run. The stuff with JBL just didn't work for some reason. It didn't resonate with the audience like I thought it would. I still believe it could have been successful. So that really hurt, because I think the world of John JBL, and it kind of put me in a dark place, Corbin admitted. Since his return to the main roster, Corbin has yet to secure a victory on WWE television. He and Apollo Crews are currently feuding with Angel and Berto of Legado del Fantasma. Roman Reigns is unhappy with WWE going non-PG on Netflix. Roman Reigns and his special counsel Paul Heyman recently discussed the possibility of WWE pushing the envelope if Raw moves to Netflix, as rumored, during Bloomberg's Power Players event. Both Reigns and Heyman shared their thoughts on how WWE could navigate new creative possibilities in a less restrictive environment, but they also stressed the importance of maintaining WWE's core values and identity. Reigns was open to the idea of elevating the content, but acknowledged the challenge of doing so while staying within the current PG rating. He expressed pride in the challenge of telling compelling stories within those boundaries. "If we allow Paul to do Hall of Fame speeches nonstop, we'll definitely push that envelope. But for me, I have always enjoyed the challenges of being PG. To me, it's more challenging to be able to tell these stories," Reigns said. He emphasized that staying within these limits allows WWE to connect with a broader audience, which is always the goal. It also allows you a broader audience to connect to, which I just really feel like is always the goal. We want to reach as many people as possible. And I think there's a fine limit to when you can cross that threshold where you push people off from the product. So I think there's going to be a nice range where we can play and push the envelope in certain senses, but I think we need to stick to our values and the morals that we've set in place in the culture that we have now. Paul Heyman, known for his creative and storytelling prowess, focused on the idea that pushing the envelope should depend entirely on the demands of the storyline. It's all storyline dependent. There are stories on our show that call for a kiss at the end. There are stories on our show that call for a punch at the end. What is the intensity? What is the purpose? What is the theme of the story that we're trying to tell? Heyman explained. Both Reigns and Heyman seem open to exploring new creative directions if Raw moves to Netflix, but they emphasized a careful, measured approach that aligns with WWE's established identity. Roman Reigns speaks up on his real-life relationship with Jey Uso. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso have a long, storied history that extends far beyond their years together in WWE. Their relationship, shaped by a lifetime of family ties and personal experiences, plays a significant role in how their dynamic unfolds on television. What fans see on screen is just a small glimpse of the bond they've built since childhood. During Bloomberg's Power Players conference, Reigns elaborated on how this real-life relationship informs their on-screen interactions. It's kind of, you have to have this perfect balance of mixing both, Reigns said, because you want to be able to tap into real emotions. I'm talking to Jey Uso, but in real life, his name is Josh, and we grew up together. We have all this chemistry and shared experiences. Our relationship is built on a lifetime of stuff. To be able to tap into that, I have to stay grounded in who I am, while also swaying toward the performance and the story. I can channel very real emotions I've had with Josh, and then deliver them as Roman to Jey, if that makes sense. I think I confused the whole room. It's been some time since Reigns and Jey Uso had a significant interaction on WWE programming. Their feud reached its peak at SummerSlam 2023, after which Jey quit WWE and moved to Raw. However, a brief interaction occurred when Jey held the undisputed Tag Team Championship with Cody Rhodes for 9 days. But that moment was more about advancing the Cody-Roman storyline rather than focusing on Jey and Roman's past.